Alright guys, so this is going to be your assignment for Q Grooves Lite this week. We have to make a 16 measure chord progression. So let's go and look at our guidelines for this. So it has to be 16 measures long. That's the first thing. Okay. After that, so that's your basics. So you should have a drum pattern. The drum pattern should be constant throughout. But as you can see here on measures 8 and 16, you need to have a change in your drum pattern. We'll show you that in a moment. You also need to have a bass guitar part, a keyboard part, a synth part, and then when you change chords, those three instruments have to change chords at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go over all of that right now in Q Grooves. So if I open Q Grooves, right, it takes me here. Let's start out just getting our drum set down, okay? So you can pick any genre you want. I'm going to go, let's go country this time. And I'm going to click on my drums. And I'm going to find a drum beat that I like. Drums, that's pretty nice. Okay, let's go with drums 2. I know there are many more options I could have chosen and listened through, but just for the sake of time for this video, we're going to go with drums 2. Now, your measures are marked at the top. So right now, if I left it like this would be 4 measures long. And remember, our assignment needs to be 16 measures long. So right now, it's only 4. So I'll start in just by, notice I'm putting the same drum pattern, right? So I clicked down here on this arrow just to go through measures 9 through 16 now. So if I look at the top, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have to fill in all 16 measures to finish this assignment. Okay, so right now, let me just double check. My drum pattern, constant drum pattern, the entire 16 measures, check. Okay, now it is asking me for a different drum pattern on measures 8 and 16. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'll start with measure 8. That's this one right here. I'm going to drag this out, and I'm going to find a different drum beat to replace that. I'll pick this one, and I'll do the same for measure 16. So I'm going to click over here. Measures 9 through 16. Here's measure 16. Drag that one out. I'm going to get drum pattern 5, which is what I did last time, and I'll put it on 16. Okay? So the way it is right now, different drum pattern measures 8 and 16 done. The drum is constantly playing. In other words, there are no empty boxes from measure 1 through 16. Okay? Next, I need to add a bass guitar part. But before I add my bass guitar part, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select which harmony bubble I want to use. So there are 4 harmony bubbles. Okay, these are which chords I'm going to use my chord progression, like we learned earlier in the videos. I'll pick C, F, A minor, and G. Now, it's important to know, I do not have to do it in this order. If I wanted to do A minor, F, C, G, I could do it that way. But so long as I'm using these 4 chords right here, then that's fine. Okay, so if I go to, let me start with bass guitar. Excuse me. So I have C, I'm going to see a C major. I can go to F. I can go to G. I'm going to go to A minor. So let me start, if I'm using, let me start in A minor. So I'm going to find that one sounds fun. So I'll do that. Now, this is in one measure. However, each measure is 4 beats. Now remember, we want our chords to be in groups of 4 beats. So if I wanted my chord to be 8 beats long, all I'm going to do is then put it in 2 measures. Now it's 8 beats long, and we can check like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was 2 groups of 4. It adds up to 8. Okay. Now, from here, notice how this is in A minor. Let me go to my synth now. Make sure I'm still in A minor down here. I'll find a synth part. I kind of like synth 1 there. Okay. Now I'm going to go to keyboards. I'm still in A minor. because remember, if they're stacked on top of each other, they should all be in the same chord. Ooh, that one's nice. I like that one. Let me do that one. Okay, so now if I play them all together, okay, now I'm going to change to my next chord. I'm going to go to F next. So I click down here on the piano until I see what chord I want. Here's F. Okay, I'm going to start with my bass. Okay, so I picked my two groups of 4 for my F chord. So let's remember, each one is 4 beats long. Okay, so now let me go do the same with my synth. And I'll do it with my keyboard. Let me pick a different keyboard this time. Ooh, that one's kind of nice. Okay, now let's say if I play this now, let's say I didn't like having both my keyboard and synth at the same time. So I think for the F chord, I'm only going to have my keyboard play. So I'll leave the synth blank. So now if I play it, that wasn't bad. But I think to mix it up even more, I'm just going to take out one piano there and I'll put a synth part in that measure 4. That's fun. All right, so now I'm going to go to my C chord, and remember, you can do it in any order you want, but we need to repeat that order over time so we don't break the pattern. Okay, so right now, as you can see, my current pattern is I am doing 2 measures for each chord, right? A minor, A minor, A minor. That's in measures 1 and 2. Measures 3 and 4 is F and F. So let's go to measure 5. I'm in C now. I'll start with my bass. Okay, let me add my synth. Let me go keyboard. Which one was this? Right, okay. So now if I hit play, F, C. Okay, and then my last chord that I need in my chord bubble, if I look back, my chord bubble is my G chord. Okay, so I'm going to find G on my piano down here. Here's G major. And if you're not sure where everything is, you can just click on the keys until you find G, right? So I'll start with my bass again. Let's see. Okay, so my bass is in G. Let me go to my synth. Okay, and then I'll add probably one keyboard part maybe there, or I might even just leave it blank. Let's see what it sounds like now. Okay, so because I had my drum moving at the end there, I think I am going to add a keyboard part there. So let me find a keyboard part that moves a lot. That one's nice, so I'll drag that one in there. Okay, and so now, as it is right now, I've gone through my chord progression one time. Okay, I've gone A minor, F, C, G. And now I need to repeat that chord progression again. Okay, so I could literally just take a screenshot of this or a picture of it with my phone if I want to do the same exact thing, and I can move it into the next 8 measures. So let's do that now. So I'll take my phone out. I'll screenshot what I have because I want to repeat it. Now I'm going to go click here for measures 9 through 16. My drum's already set up. And I'm going to look at the picture I took on my phone. Oops, there we go. And I'm just going to drag everything in that I've already done. But remember, when you do this, you do need to select your chords at the bottom. So I started with A minor. I did piano 1 in the first two measures. For the synth, I did synth 1 in the first two measures. For the bass, I did bass 5. Okay, next chord I went to was F, so I'm going to select F at the bottom. I selected bass 5 and bass 3. Bass 5, bass 3. I selected synth 3 in the fourth measure and left this one blank, and I selected piano 5 in that measure. I'm going to go back to my bass, and now I'm on my C chord, so I find C on the piano down here. I find the bass pattern that I used, which is bass 1 and bass 2. My synth, I did not do a synth for C. For piano, I did piano 3 and piano 4. And lastly, I'm on my G chord, and I'm doing bass 4, bass 5. I'm doing synth 3 and synth 4. For my keyboard, I did piano 3. Okay, and then that's my completed assignment. All right, but now let me just go through my checklist just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So let me go back to that checklist. Do I have a bass guitar part? Yes, I do. Do I have a keyboard part? Yes, I do. Do I have a synth part? Yes, I do. Are the bass, keyboard, and synth changing chords at the same time? That's really important because otherwise you start getting really kind of odd, weird sounding harmonies going on at the same time. So let's check. Here's how I can check. So if I A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor, F, 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 so it's in stacks, it's in columns, okay? And then after F, I have C, C, G, G, okay? So far so good. They're all switching harmony at the same time, switching chords. A minor, F, F, C, C, G, G. It is 16 measures long, so let me go back to my checklist. Done. Drum pattern's done. They all change at the same time. That's my chord bubble. So I'm going to go ahead and double click at the top where it says name. Let me double click there. I'm going to put my name. I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to go to menu here. I'm going to click save. I'm going to name it Q Grooves Chord Progression Assignment. I'm going to click OK. Okay, then after that, you go up to menu and you click submit, and it'll send your assignment to me for a grade.